Well, how would you kind of describe the round today?
Yeah, I played pretty solid. I mean, I made a couple of putts in the middle of the round. I drove it fairly well. I just kind of took advantage of, when I got out of position, I was able to save par. I mean, I think that saving par on one was kind of the epitome of the day, where 200 out of the rough when I could barely even get a wedge out of it, and ended up saving par from about 65 yards. So you just got to keep giving yourself chances out here. I mean, you got to keep it in the fairway as much as you possibly can. I mean, even on 8, I didn't really hit that bad of a shot, and I'm got 80 feet to try to make a 2-putt for par. So it's even though you see the scores, Rory obviously went low, and see a bunch of guys kind of shooting 4-3-2 under. This is as easy as you're going to see this place. I mean, no wind. This is the softest you're going to see it. By Sunday, they're already baking out. I mean, you're already having, Scotty and I were joking about how we were having a tough time getting our putter heads sold on the greens, just because there's just so much green and so glassy. So it's this place is the best I've ever seen it too. So it's going to be fun. I mean, this weekend's going to be tough, but obviously if the wind stays down, you won't be seeing any guys shooting even par and moving up 15 places like I did last year.
Can you give an example of one of those holes where the ball kind of released more than you thought it was going to?
Yeah, 5. I mean, I had 163 into the wind and was trying to hit a 9-iron that landed really 25 feet short. Landed about 15. It was a solid 3 feet into the rough. So, I mean, normally when I hit 9-irons anywhere else on this, on this tour, I'm basically either sticking or possibly even spinning them back and getting 20 feet of roll. You just don't see that really just in majors. And so I love it. I love playing firm, fast, hard, rough is up. This is probably as close as you're going to see to the U.S. Open, especially for a regular tour event.
I was going to say, you seem to like the tougher setups. As we kind of came from the West Coast, where there was a lot of low scores, and liking where you're seeing what Honda was last week and what's going on already this week. Yeah,
I mean, I think that's why everyone kind of says I'm a major specialist, is just because with my ball striking, I'm always going to give myself more opportunities than people, and out here, this is where a little miscue here or there, you're scrambling to save par, and so that's long, tough golf courses is basically the difference. I mean, Torrey's a tough one, even though we kind of chewed it up for there. But, like I said, playing places like that is absolutely perfect for my game.
Yeah, playing off that, what does it require iron-wise out here? Because it seems like you got to hit maybe some longer irons in a lot of tour venues.
Yeah, there's a lot of different ways to play this place. You can be hitting driver on 10 and 11, or you can be laying up and hitting basically 7 or 6 irons, which is not really kind of how you want to start off your day. But you just have to be just really precise on where you miss your shots around here, because even on 9 today, I was back into the wind and was hitting a 9-iron, and at one point I was thinking 8, and if I hit 8, it's probably going to land 20 feet long and roll out to 60 feet. So you just have to be really precise, and honestly, there's a few times where playing towards the front edge as opposed to playing, assuming that there's no trouble in front of you, playing towards the front edge as opposed to trying to land one on the green, you just kind of have to do it around this place.
And also, playing off what you said to start, was this a wave, I guess, morning wave you had to take advantage of if you're going to have a chance?
Yeah, it's good to get off to a good start, especially because you're going to be behind the 8 ball tomorrow. This is going to be the softest and the easiest you're going to see it all week. I mean, these greens are already baking out. They're starting to get pretty brown. So, I mean, it's like I said, it's only going to get firmer and firmer as the week goes on.
Well, you talked yesterday about how hard it is to win out here, but you must feel pretty ready to do it, I would think.
Yeah, I mean, when it happens, but obviously just keep working towards it.
In that nice run you had to finish the back nine, when you make a save like that on one, what's it do momentum-wise?
Yeah, it keeps it going. I mean, I made a nice up and downs on 1 and 2, and, coming out of there in 4 under with a couple par 5s coming up and, a couple holes where you're basically going to have flip wedges in. You got to really keep the round going, but when you're standing on 3T at 4 under as opposed to 2 under, that's, like I said, that's where you keep the momentum going.
Yeah.
Can you talk about the rough that's been grown up kind of in place of the runoff areas on some of these holes, and why do you think tour players like it? Because I've always thought that having runoff areas separates the great chippers from the good chippers.
Yeah, so 14 and 15, in my opinion, actually makes those holes a lot easier. I think that the main reason why is because if you get a ball that runs off the green, it's just going to go a few yards into the rough, and you're going to have a chip back uphill that you can kind of dump the face underneath it. If you're on fairway, that ball's going to roll another 15 yards. 6 is actually, in my opinion, is a lot harder, mainly because you used to be able to kind of hit a spinny shot basically off of the fairway. But, I mean, today I had nothing. I mean, everyone walks out that way too, so the grain's going back into you. So, honestly, in future years, if they keep that rough, back pins, I don't think I'll ever go for it. I mean, there's just no, I mean, even if I got 210 yards, I don't think it's worth it.
So it's a little give and take then.
Yeah, it is. I mean, like I said, 14, 15 are definitely, in my opinion, probably a quarter of a shot easier around the greens, just having those there. But 6, I think, makes up for it.
Thanks.
Cool. Thanks.